Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, alarming new figures show Tasmania's housing vacancy rates are the worst in more than a decade. But as real estate sales boom, the union forecasts a grim prediction for rentals, with many tenants on a funding cliff.
Not since the end of the 2000s has the rental outlook been this bad.
Quite an alarming figure. We already are well aware of the fact that we have a shortage of rental properties.
The statewide vacancy rate of rental properties dipping to 2%.
It's the lowest that we've experienced in a very, very long time.
In some areas, the number of people on waiting lists has climbed towards 1,000, the backlog months long.
We're finding some of our emergency relief clients are finding it more difficult to access properties again.
But the Tasmanian Real Estate Institute quarterly report reveals rental affordability has improved, largely in part to JobKeeper and JobSeeker, according to the union. However, when those payments dry up,
many tenants are worried that they're going to be evicted.
It wants the eviction moratorium extended to give certainty
That they will not be evicted out onto the street for at least another 4 or 5 months.
This says million-dollar property sales increased by almost a third. All part of a booming real estate sector breeding confidence, even with closed borders.
We've actually experienced almost 3,000 sales over the last 90 days, which is an exceptional number, totalling about $1.1 billion.
Interstate sales tumbling below 10%, something tipped to change beyond December, and that could send prices through the roof.
It's a really frightening prospect, but I think you may be right.
Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
Labor has called on the state government to address Tasmania's jobs crisis after dire figures were released today. More than 2,500 Tasmanians lost their jobs last fortnight, while wages plunged 2.3%, the second largest drop in the country.
What we have seen is there are now 38,000 job seekers competing for some 1,800 jobs that were advertised. We want to have an investment in housing that not only delivers housing for Tasmanians who are sleeping rough or in need, but also jobs in building and construction.
What will not help is the whinging and the negativity. What will help is Tasmanians working together.
The number of jobs around the country fell by nearly 1% in the same fortnight as the level of the JobKeeper wage subsidy decreased. A Tasmanian climate activist has made a bizarre entrance to her court appearance. Carrying bongo drums and singing along the street, Extinction Rebellion protesters cheered Sally Staley as she walked through the doors of the Launceston Magistrates Court.
She's one of the many quiet Tasmanians who are really concerned that the government is not responding appropriately to climate change.
She's charged with one count of failing to comply with the directions of police. The question of what to do with the controversial statue in Hobart we put to the city's artists. William Crowther is seen as a symbol of injustice and oppression after he mutilated the body of Aboriginal man William Lanny in the 1860s. The Hobart City Council is commissioning 4 temporary artworks to examine the debate and to be placed near the statue.
It's really important that the city has that conversation before we make a more final decision about whether we do something more permanently with this statue.
If you see the statue, it's a representation of a deep wound of time of colonisation.
Expressions of interest for the art projects are now open. Tourism has faced rough seas this year, but it hasn't stopped one Tasmanian company spending big on a new boat. World Heritage Cruises is launching a new $9 million catamaran just in time for the border reopening. But it's a different story for shipbuilders who are seeing storm clouds on the horizon.
Not much has gone to plan this year. But giving up isn't an option. Floating on Hobart's waterfront is a $9 million sign of tourism confidence. Wilderness cruise boss Troy Grining wants to defy the odds of 2020.
At the 18th of March, we went from 220 people to 0 the next day. Just stopped. And from then on, it's sort of been a battle.
The new Catamaran is destined to take visitors across Macquarie Harbour. With the border opening to safe states next week, the company is feeling upbeat about bookings. There aren't even spots free on tomorrow's trip to Strawn.
It booked out in 2 days, so it's pretty popular.
It's obviously been a difficult year, but it's investments like this that are going to showcase the best of Tasmania.
There is a dark side. Shipbuilders are entering uncharted waters as overseas contracts dry up. They're blunt about how confident they are.
Not very. Quite honestly, not very. The whole industry has shrunk back.
60 people work at Richardson Devine Marine. The company has contracts in place until March next year. They're pinning hopes on an order from Africa.
If not, the inevitable will happen. We have a cliff coming unless we can grab that opportunity.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
The traditional Royal Hobart Show may not be starting today, but 2020 will see a smaller version of the event go ahead. The state's finest chickens, cows and sheep won't be attending like other years, but family favourites like show bags, rides and sideshows will all be there for the event, running this and next weekend.
Just giving some people the chance to come with no shows on this year, to come and have some fun and excitement. Well, we've sold out this week, so I'm presuming the public are right behind us.
It's been a tough year for organisers, many relying on the events as a sole source of income. Investigators say an electrical fault caused a blaze at a warehouse in Launceston this afternoon. Fire crews were called to Invermay around 1 o'clock. The Gledo Street site contained $100,000 worth of wool, but crews were able to contain the fire before any damage was caused to the contents. The state government is making sweeping changes to vocational training in the state, with courses to be made available to all Year 9 to 12 students by 2030. It's hoped the courses will give students the practical skills they need to head straight into a career after school.
Studies that outpack a punch.
It gives people who want to work with animals the chance to further their knowledge.
These future vets, part of Sorrel High School's Animal Studies course.
It's amazing because our teacher gives us so many pathways and so many different opportunities where we can go and work for future studies.
Currently we do offer vet construction, electrotech, agriculture and animal studies, and next year we're really excited to actually be going to offer hospitality as well, so expanding our programs.
Animal Studies, one of many available vet courses, making sure every student is set up for life after school.
All students now do have to stay at school until they're 18, and so it's really important that we do actually offer relevant pathways for all of our students. For some, it's not a university pathway, it is a pathway that leads to them to a really productive job and contributing back to society.
The state government today committing to make vet courses available for all Year 9 to 12 students by 2030.
That 9 to 12 pathway that offers choice and diversity, and an opportunity for our students to earn and learn when it comes to their education and training pathway.
Currently available in 47 of 57 high schools in the state, that target isn't too far away. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
We've got great beer and the finest food, but now Tasmania has another coveted title, the best tap water. The township of Rossarden has snared the top prize for the top drop after beating other challengers from around the nation. Taswater says it's an honour for its treatment plant and workers to be recognised. It's the second time Tasmania has claimed the award. One Tasmanian cheesemaker is celebrating its best year on record, despite a tough 6 months for the embattled business sector. When lockdown hit earlier this year, online cheese orders for Grandview products soared. Partnering with a mainland food hamper company, their produce was shipped to households right across Australia, keeping their business afloat.
Small makers like Grandview down south of Hobart, they've had their best year on record this year just because we've been able to get so much cheese out to the country for them.
You've got unprecedented times that has meant unprecedented uptake and ability for us to tell the story by partnering with these guys, and that's been the amazing thing.
The hampers run by Cheese Therapy have been so popular, the company is now able to give back, raising money for research into ovarian cancer.
Tasmanian footballer Ryan Mansell has achieved perhaps the rarest of feats in 2020, winning his 4th flag in a row at state league level. Mansell was part of Woodville West Torrens' winning SANFL team on the weekend after completing a three-peat with the Northern Bombers. And while AFL clubs are now circling, the 20-year-old isn't putting any pressure on himself to be drafted.
Ryan Mansell may just be the only player in the country to have won a 4th state league title in a row this year.
Number 9 for the Eagles from North Launceston. I think this is his 4th flag. He makes a habit of collecting them. Ryan Mansell.
The 20-year-old adding an SANFL medal with Woodville West Torrens to his 3 TSL titles with the Northern Bombers.
Obviously making a huge move over, it's made it all worth it.
The defender racked up 19 touches in Sunday's decider, but the road to glory wasn't easy, with Mansell having to turn his back on SA when COVID hit.
To be honest, I didn't think we'd get back into playing football, but we're still hoping.
He's now living with the team's other Tasmanian, Jesse Lonergan. His biggest fan, though, has been his dad, Brett, who also tasted premiership success with North Launceston in '95.
Chance coming up for the Robins, snap from the pocket. Look at Mansell, he is pumped up.
Ryan says his family has helped his success in the most unconventional of years.
It was actually his birthday on Sunday, so to get the grand final win on his birthday and having him and the family over here was very special.
Mansell's now gearing up for the draft, but he's humble about his chances.
I'm hoping there's a chance that I could get picked up, but if not, I'll be back over here and having a crack again.
But if he could choose where he'd be playing...
I supported Hawthorn growing up, but at the moment, Richmond would be a great club to go to, just with their success and the culture.
Of course, anywhere would do.
Tim Payne has turned it on for the Tigers. He smashed an unbeaten 111 for Tasmania, putting the side in a commanding position heading into the final day. Tasmania declaring at 8 for 493. The Tigers had plenty of support from Jake Doran, who completed his century just after midday. On his way to the same feat, Payne whacked the only 6 of the day.
There's that short ball and that's smacked away. Gives that everything. That's a great shot.
Nathan Ellis claimed the big scalp of Jake Weatherald. The Redbacks trail by 219 runs with 8 wickets in hand. And to finish sport tonight, 2 one-eyed Tasmanian brothers are preparing not to speak to each other for a month. Geelong fan Bill will be hoping to square things up with younger brother Peter after seeing his Cats go down to the Tigers the last time they met in a decider.
This is the closest these two will be for a while to come.
We'll shake hands today and we'll walk away, and we probably won't talk for a month.
Bill Walker has been a cat man in pain ever since this. Bill was there that day when the Tigers triumphed over Geelong in '67. Cruelly, it was a Tasmanian who broke his heart moments before.
The mark he took it still haunts me.
His younger brother Peter is right at home in his Tigers den, the yellow and black only broken by a lone Cats pennant from the '67 final, which is probably there just to stir up Bill.
Well, I don't see much of him because, especially over the last 4 years, because, he's sort of been hiding a bit.
Peter was the one being stirred in the years prior, though.
I did manage to send him, or get him sent a wooden spoon from every state capital in Australia when Richmond won the spoon in 2004. Same spoon, same envelope, 9 of them. Very hard to organise, but we got it done.
He didn't tell him for 10 years either. So will we see scenes like this again, only in full colour?
There's a lot of hype about Geelong, but I just think we can win. I believe.
And sometimes that's all you need.
Good evening. Temperatures within a degree or two of average today. Hobart 18, Launceston 17, Devonport 16, Burnie, Wynyard, Bushy Park and Campania all on our top today with 19 degrees. St Helens, Friendly Beaches, Grove and Strawn all 17, Low Head and King Island 16 and Flinders Island 15. Some patchy low cloud over the state. Frontal cloud lies to our southwest, indicating the location of a cold front. An unstable air mass is over the WA south coast, cloud with thunderstorms over southeast Queensland and central Australia linked to troughs. Tomorrow, high pressure cells sit over Tasmania and WA. A low extends multiple troughs over central Australia. A cold front is just to our west as well. Winds south-southwesterly at 5 to 15 knots, becoming more variable during the morning. Afternoon inshore sea breezes possibly to 10 to 20 knots over the southeast. Now the forecast for tomorrow, a shower or two for Hobart, 16. Same for Cygnet, New Norfolk, a top of 17 degrees. Launceston expecting a high of 18, a shower or two developing. Possible shower for Devonport, 17 the high for Campbelltown. Burnie tomorrow 17 and partly cloudy. Strawn the same, 18 the top for Smithton. St Helens expecting a top tomorrow of 16 degrees with a shower on the way. Also developing over Swansea with 15, 16 the top for Fingal. On Friday, rain developing over the north in the morning, extending to most areas in the afternoon. Rain easing on Saturday, tending to showers over most of the state. And on Sunday, a possible light shower over the west and south coasts and possibly later over the east. Partly cloudy in Perth tomorrow, a shower or two later in Adelaide. 18 for Melbourne, partly cloudy in mid-20s for Canberra and Sydney. A possible shower in Brisbane. Cloudy conditions in Hobart, 14 currently, 15 right now in Launceston. Devonport mostly cloudy and 14 degrees. And Kim, that's the weather as we head into tomorrow, October the 22nd.
And such an important day, Merv. Now, I know it's your birthday tomorrow. It is the big 60. I've also heard that you're not coming in, but the HR department told us that it's your birthday. So you're not getting away with it that easily. Here's a cake. You're pretty lucky that Tom Johnson didn't eat it a little bit earlier. And I can't light the candles because, well, that's not health and safety, is it? So happy 60th. Anything you would like to say about turning the big 60?
Well, Kim, thank you very much for your gift, not the cake, but the gift that you gave me this afternoon. You couldn't have done this yourself. You've obviously got everyone else to chip in for something so elaborate. I've just thought about coming in tonight. I've been walking into this building since the age of 22. It's amazing where the time has gone. But even though it's 60 tomorrow, I'm not planning anything big. In fact, these days my back goes out more than I do. The one thing I really do want to know tomorrow, Kim, is do I qualify for any concession cards or anything?
Not knowing, but I don't think you do, but you can probably just do another bow test at 60, I reckon. Now, as you say, you didn't want anything big and you like to have the final word, but sorry, we've beaten it to you this year. We've got to leave you with some faces that you know, and they've got to wish you a cheerio.
Happy birthday, Murph!
Happy birthday, Murph! Thanks for shouldering the blame when the forecast has been wrong.
You've always been our favourite evening time weather presenter.
Just looking for Peter Murphy in the picture, because he's been to the front line many times, because he's 60. Happy birthday, Murph.
Happy 60th birthday, Murph. But let me be clear, you don't look a day over 50. Anyway, mate, I'm sure you've had a better year than the Sydney Swans, and the forecast, I'm sure for you, is for a great decade ahead. Happy 60th, mate.
Happy 60th, Murph, from everyone at the Sydney Swans. I know when we play down in Tassie, we can see you because you're always decked out in red and white, but certainly hear you and feel your support. Thanks for all your support. Congratulations on such a long career in the TV industry, and most importantly, from everyone at the Swans, enjoy your 60th.
G'day, Dad. I wish we could be down there to celebrate, but we hope you have a happy 60th birthday.
Happy 60th, Dad. Hope you have a fantastic day. Love you and miss you.
Happy birthday for tomorrow, old friend. You've brought so much joy and silliness and laughter to thousands of Tasmanians over so many years. You're a really good man, Peter Murphy. Old, but good.
Happy birthday,
Still rocking it. Peter Murphy, happy 60th birthday from all of us here and from the viewers as well. That is your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us this evening. A very special one. Good night.
Thank you so much.